would you be surprised if I said, well, you shouldn't be surprised at this point. That was your fault.
Make sure to subscribe and like our podcast.
No, this discussion of the healthy relationship, right? Definitely, I'm big on the idea of, you being healthy and then bringing that to the table, right?
Yes.
Because, man, a lot of people neglect that. They neglect that part, right? Looking for, neglecting the part of their own health. I'm looking outside for like, oh, okay, I'm done with this relationship. Oh, next one, what's the next one? What is the next? Someone that is hooked on, some sort of drugs where they're looking for that ecstasy from the next relationship.
Yes.
Looking for that next, joy, happiness from someone, right?
Yes.
Instead of, actually taking good care of yourself to make sure when you get into that relationship, you're healthy.
Yes.
Right? And even when that's some situation, you yourself, you realize that you're healthy, right?
Yes.
And that's where that full disclosure comes, where some people show that sign of unhealthiness, but without even disclosing it, right? And sometimes, we fall trap for that. I personally speak for myself. I fall trap for that, where way before we even got into the relationship, I'm like, no, let me give them that benefit of doubt.
Yes.
And then before you know it, it just becomes this, wow, what did I even get myself into?
Full blown, yes.
And that part right there, man.
Yeah. So would you be surprised if I said, right, well, you shouldn't be surprised at this point. That was your fault. Right? And but here's why. Do you know why it's your fault?
Because I made the choice.
Yes, you made the choice.
I've seen everything. Now, it is my fault.
Yes.
I recognize it. Listen to your intuition. Again, when we say working on yourself, right?
Yes.
Your intuition, everything, within you is telling you no, but you just. For me, I was just trying. that I'm stubborn.
Yes.
So I just like, no, man, I'd rather deal this my own way. Even when you tell me, no, don't. But like, no, man, I don't. I do it my own way, right?
Yes.
So it is 100% my fault because my intuition, everything is like, no, not this, man. Look at all this, right? But it's like, me trying to like give people that chance and whatnot.
So now, and that is correct, right? And now let me offer this in addition to, and it could ease your comforts a little bit. Like number one, you settled, even with everything in your intuition going, no, you settled because you within yourself felt, I'm not worthy of, my grander desire.
Wow.
I'm not worthy. So let me just settle for this because I may not get another opportunity again. Knowing that opportunities are endless. They're infinite. Right? They're infinite. So opportunities are going to come. You miss that one. No, next one, right? And depending, and especially if you don't settle and you chase what is my ultimate dream? What's my ultimate desire? It's inevitable. You're gonna catch that, right? It may not come on your same timetable of when you want it now, but it's like, no, you're going for something bigger. It's gonna require more of you to change and evolve to go after and capture it, right? Because right now you are currently not the man or archetype or the character that's worthy of someone like that. But it doesn't mean that you can't be worthy of it. But it's just like right now there's some more evolution within you that you got to go. So what you did was just settle, right? Because of, hey, I'm not worthy, let me, right? So that's one perspective. And then another perspective that I would like to offer, right? Because again, I'm guilty of it too, right? We recognize that our thoughts they influence our emotions, right? What we think, influence how we feel, and then based on how we feel, we know the pattern, right? It drives the actions that we take, right? That because of your nature of like, I'm a protector. You're a manly man. You're very alpha. So you're going to protect,
Yes.
Provide. You're going to go out like, okay, if someone, is in danger or whatnot, you're going to, you will enact, you will enact that aspect of yourself saying, no, let me save you, right? Like, and especially if they come in distress, if someone's in distress.
I see where the conversation was going. That's why I started laughing because,
right? Yeah, they're in distress. You're like, come here, I got you, right? I mean, it looked big, muscular, handsome young man. It's like, no, I got you. I'm gonna save you. Come here, right?
Yes.
And that nature kicks in. And to be honest, it's quite normal, and that's why I said don't beat yourself up about it.
Yes.
Because that's a nature of operation that right? Like, and we were taught that men are supposed to be strong, tough, protect, boom, and they're in help and danger. Let me swoop in. And even the movies and and we talked about the music that of the lyrics, let me swoop in and save you and save the day. So we tend to develop these complexes, which it is a complex. No, I can, right? Like, that's why you overlook the flaws and and all the signs where it's like, no, danger, no, red flag. You're like, no. My nature is to protect. That's when you're dealing with a true alpha, because a true alpha protects. It doesn't attack. It doesn't destroy. It's like, okay, no, I'm gonna protect. I'm gonna take this opportunity to attempt to do the greatest good. And yes, the trap in that is recognizing our ability to influence, change, control, save, is very limited, outside the scope of ourselves, right?
Yes.
And our ability to do those things it's predominantly determinant on our ability to show the example, elevate ourselves, and then continue to spread the positive love and energy in whatever space that we occupy. So those when we kind of misconstrue one for the other, we tend to take that other route, which I was guilty of it too. Like, okay, let me save you, recognizing, I don't quite possess those abilities to touch people and heal the sick and, feed the poor, not in that manner, right? I can do that through my example and say, okay, here's what a healthy individual looks like. Here's what you do. Here's how here's how you take these steps. Right, but that comes from just living and learning.
Make sure to subscribe and like our podcast.